my name is Chloe Yang, and today I will be presenting my presentation and product preview speech. So first and foremost, I'd like to give you a brief overview of my presentation at the showcase. So first, I'll present the issue that I'm addressing, which is chronic stress in students and its ramifications, and then present my solution and show how it is unique and more beneficial than existing solutions available to students today. In essence, I want my presentation to effectively showcase the potential that my program has, in the hopes that other individuals will be inspired to adopt such a program to give students a healthier mechanism to deal with stress. In regards to organization, I will follow the classical model, which is a format that is commonly used in persuasive essays and speeches. Essentially, the classical model follows this format. It starts with an introduction, which is followed by a narration or background information, then confirmation paragraphs, which support the overall thesis of the essay. The confirmation paragraphs are followed by a concession and a refutation, in which the speaker concedes that there is a flaw in their argument, but refutes any potential counter-arguments in order to demonstrate that their solution, while flawed, is still superior to any alternatives. I believe that this format, though conventional and traditional as it may seem, will be extremely efficient and allow me to present my information in a very cogent, logical, and coherent manner. Next, I would like to discuss my visual aid. I will be utilizing a PowerPoint to present my project, in which I will include key statistics and graphics that will help my audience understand the issue or my solution. For instance, in my product proposal speech, I have a statistic that states that 1 in 12 American adolescents have attempted suicide as a consequence of chronic stress. So, I will put that in very large font on the slide in order to emphasize the tangible impacts that my issue has on the community and how my solution is essential to ameliorate it. I believe that each individual graphic must serve a specific purpose, as my mentor advised me during our interview. Therefore, I will not be utilizing unnecessary graphics for the sake of the aesthetic of the PowerPoint, but rather carefully selecting graphics and visuals that will support my purpose by showing a progression of ideas, or a key fact that I want the audience to remember. Now that we've covered the content of my speech and my visual aid, I'd like to discuss the presentation techniques that I will employ in order to convey my message effectively and keep my audience engaged. In order to avoid the catastrophic situation depicted in this image, I will be employing several techniques during my speech. While content and visuals are very important aspects of a speech, the most crucial factor that determines the audience's receptiveness to a speaker's ideas is his or her confidence. I believe that confidence is best portrayed through gestures. For instance, from the numerous TED Talks that I watched to prepare for my speeches in the past, I recognize that successful speakers use their entire bodies to convey their message. They maintain eye contact with the audience rather than staring at their notes or their visual aid. They use their hands to emphasize key points. They use their tone, volume, and the pitch of their voice to evoke different reactions from their audience, and they physically moved around the stage to show transitions and the progression of ideas to make their presentation more easy to follow. I will be employing all of the aforementioned techniques, which are in accordance with the GTISM rubric, in order to make my presentation much more easy to follow and entertaining. Additionally, I will ensure that I repeatedly rehearse my speech so that I sound relaxed and confident on the day of the presentation, and also to show the audience that I am very knowledgeable and informed about the subject matter that I am presenting. Today, I have only presented the mere skeleton of my presentation. However, there are so many things that must be done in order to ensure that my presentation goes as smoothly as possible. First and foremost, I must eliminate unnecessary details from my proposal speech, as such details may detract from the overall purpose of my speech. My mentor advised me to do so because to go into meticulous detail about something insignificant is to lose the interest of the audience. Additionally, I must practice my speech over and over again so that I'm fully prepared for the presentation. Next, I must look over my visual aid to eliminate any extraneous graphics or excessive wordiness. Finally, when all of these measures have been taken, I must critique my own presentation by grading myself on the GTISM speech rubric and seeing where my strengths and weaknesses are. My largest problem is that I tend to be very verbose, and as I mentioned previously, excessive wordiness can lose the interest of an audience. My biggest obstacle will be training myself to convey my message in the most effective and concise way possible. Additionally, when I get nervous in very high-pressure situations, like the showcase where I must speak in front of a large audience, I tend to use my notes or my visual aid as a crutch, and I'll spend most of my time staring at my visual aid or note cards. This detracts from my credibility and could potentially make my audience less receptive to my ideas. So, I need to work on being more confident and maintaining eye contact with my audience members. Like any major endeavor, there are obstacles that might make the path lying ahead seem intimidating. However, I feel confident that with the help of the strategies and organizational techniques that I highlighted in this speech, that I will be successful in my presentation. I hope this speech provides a clear idea of my vision for my showcase speech, and that anyone watching this might be able to garner some useful advice to help with their own showcase presentation and other presentations in the future. Thank you very much for watching.